Hey there, DIYers. Today we're going to be working on building a CNC metal lathe, and specifically we're going to be talking about building the base for that lathe today. So when we're doing this, we're going to be using sheet steel, rectangular steel tubing, linear rails, screw drives, and a drill press. I'm going to be utilizing a MIG flux core welder to do some of the welding, and the sheet steel that I'm going to use is 27.5 inches in length and about 10 inches wide. I'm going to use 4 2x3 rectangular steel tubes for the base for the sheet steel. Now, just to give you a good example of what this is for an end view, you can see I have the legs in an L configuration with the sheet steel on top. And then for the overhang, originally I hadn't designed anything, but I went ahead and put a piece of metal there to hold it. You're going to want to make sure you measure the distance between the rails on both sides. Make sure they're equal, otherwise the slide's not going to work well. And then you're going to want to go ahead and mark the holes when that's done, and then punch them with a drill punch with a steel punch, so that so your drill press doesn't slip off of that. Let's go ahead and get to the drilling, and let's get our CNC metal lathe built. So I've completed the linear rails, attached them to the base, and just put on the slide. Now I've also completed the drilling the holes for the slide mounts, but later on in the video I'm going to show you how to make sure those are lined up when I do the cross slide. I've attached these with 4 1/4 inch 24 TPI bolts or panhead screws, and also have attached the mounting area for the screw drive for the slide. Now I have it in plastic still, but it's going to mount here and sit along the side to move the top slide back and forth along the Z axis. Now here I'm marking for the holes for the side mounting bracket plate, and it's important that these line up here because that's actually what's going to attach to the screw drive that moves the top slide. The holes are drilled and tapped for 1/4 inch bolts with a 24 TPI thread, so I've attached it here to the side. I had to use a shim to connect it to the mount for the drive screw, just because it went out further than my sled. Later on, actually, I'm going to have to extend my sled out because I designed it too short. But rather than using a new piece of aluminum, I just extended out the current piece. I'm going to go ahead and test it out and show it working here with a screwdriver. just to demonstrate how it works once it's on. Now notice how smooth it's running, and this is one of the reasons why it's really important to measure both sides of the linear rails to make sure they're equal distance apart. Otherwise this is not going to run smooth. It's going to end up jerking or not run at all. So make sure you do that. Now we're ready to add the cross slide. So let me go ahead and drill out some holes. I'm also going to make these self-tapping as well. So I'm going to go ahead and come back along with a tap and tap out these holes again for 1/4 inch 24 TPI bolts. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll go ahead and get the cross slide, or at least one of the bars for the cross slide, attached in one of the rails as well, and then we'll move on to the second one. So I had to extend the slide for the cross slide to work properly. It wasn't long enough, and that's what I'm doing here. Now, if you noticed also, I have two shims on one side and one on the other, and that's because at first I was only planning on installing one of the rails. Later on, I go ahead and add an additional rail and add the extra shim as well. Let's get these hole drilled, and let's get this extension placed on, and then we'll go ahead and get the linear rails attached. Steps closer to getting this metal lathe done. So here I'm just drilling and tapping the holes for the linear rail, and later on I'm actually going to go into a longer part of the video where I'm drilling and tapping the second linear rail mounting brackets, or the bars for them. So I'm not going to go into great detail here, but let's go ahead and get these ones screwed down, and then like I said, we'll go over in more detail, or I'll show more in video at that time. So as promised, going into greater detail on this second linear rail. So I've gone ahead and marked the second shim piece. Again, the shim was necessary because the linear rail itself wasn't the same height as the screw drive mounting stuff that came with the kit, and so the bar rail is a very nice railing system, but the kit I received didn't have a bar at the same height, so I had to use these two aluminum pieces to raise it up to be able to make it the same height. Here I'm just drilling the hole so that the same place as the top bar that I already drilled that you saw earlier in the video. So I'm just adding the second piece here, and as you can see, everything lines up. So let's go get this installed onto the lathe. Now, one of the things that we need to make sure before we drill and tap these holes is that the distance between the rails is equal everywhere. So I'm using some calipers to make sure that is the case. And then I'm going to go in and mark on the metal shims where that needs to go. Now, you can see here I've used some washers underneath the shim as well, and those are needed because it still was just a little short to be level, so I just used those washers. Here I've just attached the two rails, so when I'm drilling and tapping them, everything comes out to be in the same location as where it needs to be. As you probably already know, a tap is a little bit bigger than the drill bit you're going to use. In this case, it's a 3/16 inch drill bit for a 1/4 inch tap. So let's go ahead and get all 5 of these holes drilled, and then we're going to go ahead and get them tapped out. So I'm going to be utilizing a powered drill to do my tapping. So the first thing when you get started, you're going to clean the tap off after you initially start that. And then you're also going to use a low power setting on the drill to do this. Now I have a way for my drill to just click if it goes past a certain amount of torque. I have that set to 15 on this particular Milwaukee hand drill. But you can set it to whatever you want to. It's important that everything's perpendicular, 90 degrees when you're doing this, so that the threads are straight. So this has been done. Let's go ahead and get these screws attached, and then we'll get the linear rail marked. And I'm using the slider to actually show me where these screw holes are going to go. And then I've used a caliper to mark these areas up here. But I'm going to double check it with the slider just to make sure that everything looks like it's in the right area. Obviously, you can't go back and fill the still and re-drill it very easily. And so I want to make sure this is as close to perfect as it possibly can be. So measure twice, drill once. In fact, in this case, I think I measured 4 times and drilled once. So we're going to finish drilling this last hole, and then we're going to get this installed onto the slide, and that's going to complete the base and cross slide sections of the build for part 1 of the metal CNC lathe. Please subscribe and like and click the alert button so you'll get notified when part 2 comes out, and part 3 where I'm going to cover the CNC functions of the lathe and the motor mounts and things like that, as well as building the headstock and the design around that as well. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.